It's time for the second round of the 2024 Texas High School Football Playoffs, and if history is any guide, we are in for a wild ride. These are the picks. Welcome into the picks, your guide to the Texas High School Football Playoffs. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Did you catch your breath from a wild first round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs? More than a 25% upset rate across the state of Texas. Massive shockers in every bracket, which really helped reshape what the path to AT&T Stadium is going to look like for all of these teams. Furthermore, I think you had a couple of teams that survived a game where maybe they didn't play their best. Maybe they came out flat in the first half, but they overmatched their opponent and were able to run away with a victory in the end. I think those days are over. I think now that you enter the area round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs, you now have to be on your game from the word go, or you're going home. The margin for error now is zero, and every one of these teams needs to be on their game from the word go. We are once again picking every single game in the UIL Texas High School Football Playoffs. I'll ever mention it out loud, or it's scrolling on this side of the screen. Huge games everywhere you look. We start out east. 7 o'clock Friday night at Wildcat Stadium in Palestine. It's a 2A Division II area round matchup between the Wortham Bulldogs and the Mount Enterprise Wildcats. What are the keys to this matchup? Key number one, black in blue. You see Wortham wears blue, and their quarterback is John Ross Black. Hence black and blue, do you get it? Anyway, this kid rocks, okay? John Ross Black, if you have not familiarized yourself with this guy, he's one of the real hidden gems in Texas high school football. 28 touchdowns passing, another 15 on the ground, a dual threat dynamo. He is the straw that stirs the drink for this Bulldogs attack. Now they've got playmakers on the outside, guys like Kimani Johnson out wide, but make no mistake, this guy is the one who is going to set the tone for the Bulldogs moving forward. I especially look at his usage rate. He has a 55% usage rate, which means that he is either throwing the ball or running the ball on 55% of Wortham snaps. That is a huge number. The question is, can John Ross Black step up in this area round matchup? Key number two, Mount Enterprise's ground assault. By my count, Mount Enterprise has thrown the ball 7 times this year. 7 times all year. Yeah, they are a grinding running team, to say the least, and why wouldn't you be when you've got the kind of playmakers they have in the backfield? Kagan Ash, their super junior running back, is one of the most established and decorated running backs in all of Texas high school football the past couple of years. Add in a guy like Aiden Alsop, who has been terrific in spelling him, especially when Ash has been a little bit nicked up. Those two combined are up near 3,000 total yards on the ground and 39 touchdowns on the ground. They have been absolutely electrifying. There's no doubt what Mount Enterprise is going to do when they have the ball. They're going to turn and hand the ball off to Ash and Alsop. So, can Mount Enterprise get that ground game rolling? And key number 3, defense. So that feels like I'm talking down to the defense. I don't mean that, but the offenses are definitely the units that take center stage for both of these teams. These defenses have been okay, but not necessarily world beaters, right? Mount Enterprise gives up about 28 points per game. That's middle of the pack in 2A Division II. Guys like Russell Wilburn make big plays when they need them the most. On the other side for Wortham, their defense has been a little bit better, about 40th in 2A Division II statistically, with guys like Lance Jones leading the way. The question is going to be, with high-powered offenses on either side, which defense can come up with the 1 or 2 plays to turn what could be a really exciting ball game? Who am I picking? I'm going with Wortham. The Bulldogs get the nod here on the strength of, I think, a superior defense, a little bit more of a battle-tested path, and more ways to beat you. I think with John Ross Black back there, they can throw the ball or they can run the ball, whereas for Mount Enterprise, it's very clearly run or bust. If they do not establish the run and the running game is not getting going, they don't really have a great plan B, at least one that they've established throughout the course of the year. Now, Mount Enterprise is actually the kind of team that is built to beat a team like Wortham, and you can see why they're here, right? They are able to go on long, sustained drives, keep the ball away from their opponent, and shorten the game. I think they need to do that, and actually a lower scoring game and a lower number of possession game benefits the Wildcats in this one. But I think that John Ross Black is the difference. I think the playmakers they've got on the outside are the difference, and I think the defense come up with 1 or 2 big plays. I think Wortham moves on to the regional semifinals. Let's go to San Antonio, 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon at the Alamo Dome. It's a 6A Division I area round matchup between the Buda Johnson Jaguars and the Los Fresnos Falcons. Congratulations to Johnson on their first ever playoff win last week in program history. That's a huge accomplishment for that young program. And they have a big, explosive rushing attack led by Cale Hatnot that has been really fun to watch. It seems like it's getting stronger as the season goes on. The defense leaves a little something to be desired, and that's why I'm really interested in this ball game, because this is a team from Los Fresnos, from down in the Rio Grande Valley, that can light it up. Quarterback Robert Pineda has been terrific for them, a dual threat dynamo in every sense of the word. He can do a little bit of everything. These are 2 high-powered offenses going at it on a fast track in San Antonio. This could be really pointsy. For Johnson, I think they have traveled a little bit more of a difficult path, and that could be the difference. But make no mistake, this is a coin flip type game. I like Buda Johnson, but this has an opportunity to be one of the most exciting games of the weekend. 6 o'clock Friday evening at Memorial Stadium in Wichita Falls. It's a 5A Division I area round match between the Amarillo Tascosa Rebels and the Saginaw Rough Riders. Hey, did you know Saginaw's 11-0? Saginaw is 11-0. By far the best season in program history. Coach Mike Peters has done unbelievable work there. This is a program that the last 4 years combined had won 3 games. And now they're, can't stress this enough, 11-0. Quarterback Roman Morales has been terrific. They got a playmaking defense led by Najee Nicholson. Now that defense will need to be on its game, because here comes Tascosa with that flex bone attack, and quarterback Colton Fulton is cooking right now for them. They've got their own playmaking defense that can snuff out this Saginaw team in a hurry. This game is really interesting. I want to see how Saginaw can handle the flex bone on short notice, right? You got to learn how to decipher this offense in 1 week. I think they're up for the challenge, though. I think Saginaw improbably plays on Thanksgiving. And 7 o'clock Friday night at Tiger Stadium in Smithville, it's a 4A Division II area round matchup between the West Columbia Roughnecks and the Gatesville Hornets. Both teams are here arguably because they sprung upsets in the first round. Gatesville knocked off Madisonville in a thriller, while it was West Columbia beating Jasper in the first round of the playoffs. And they get it done in different ways. Real interesting stylistic clash here offensively. You're going to see the wing tee from West Columbia led by Mudassir Abdullah, their star running back. He's the tip of the spear of the running game, while much more of a balanced pro-style attack for Gatesville led by quarterback Garrett Keaton and their running back Rayshawn Smith. I lean towards Gatesville a little bit in this one. I think that coming from their district where they had to play teams like Waco, La Vega, and Robinson has prepared them for this moment. I think this game is fascinating though, because this wing tee, when it gets rolling from West Columbia, can be really, really dangerous. In the end, I like the Hornets in a very close one. I think they moved to the 3rd round of the playoffs for the first time since 2015. But those are far from the only big games in the area round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. Remember, I'm picking all 176 games. I'm either mentioning it out loud or it's scrolling on this side of the screen. Let's get to the lightning round. In 6A Division I, I like Galena Park North Shore over Fort Bend Ridge Point, but keep an eye on that one. I like Waxahachie to take down North Forney, and give me Euless Trinity over Midland Legacy. 6A Division II now, give me Houston Strake Jesuit over Houston Heights, and I'm going with Longview over Lancaster. West Texas meets DFW, I think Midland takes down Crowley, and give me Dripping Springs over San Antonio Harlan. To 5A Division I we go. I like College Station over Lufkin. Give me San Antonio Piper over Corpus Christi Flower Bluff. And in what could be a wild shootout, I like Georgetown over Frisco Reedy. 5A Division II we go. I like Fort Bend Marshall to beat Bastrop, and a huge test for South Oak Cliff, but I think they get past Huntsville. Lovejoy Sauls El Paso Del Valle, and Corpus Christi Miller gets a win over Sherilyn Pioneer. To 4A Division I we go. I like Austin LBJ over Lavernia and expect high-flying action in this one. I like Alvarado over Frisco Panther Creek. I'm going Canyon West Plains over Brownwood, and give me Lindale to stay hot with a win over Navasota. To 4A Division II we go. I like Lago Vista over Port Isabel. Glen Rose survives a scare against Seminole, and give me Gilmer over Sunnyvale. Let's go to 3A Division I. I like Jefferson over Grandview, and Bushland gets by Paradise. I'm going with Rio Hondo over Universal City Randolph, and prepare for fireworks in this one. I like Columbus over Palestine Westwood. To 3A Division II, I like DeKalb over Troop, and in what may be the two best teams in Region 4, I like East Bernard over Poth. I'm going with Littlefield over Crane, and give me Gunner over Wichita Falls City View, but keep an eye on that one. Over to 2A Division I, I like Wascom to get by Garrison, and give me Tioga to beat Kearns. Mason keeps rolling with a win over Weimer, and it's Judgment Day in Region 1. I like Sunray over Hawley. In 2A Division II, I like Junction over Falls City. Wink squeaks by Stratford, and a game we've been looking forward to since the brackets came out. I like Collinsville over Wellington. And big doings in six-man football. In 1A Division I, I like Happy over Borden County, and Union Hill over Aquila. And in 1A Division II, I like Iredell in a very close one over Strawn, and give me Benjamin to beat Lorraine. And those are the picks. I picked all 176 UIL Texas high school football games this weekend. I either mentioned it out loud or was scrolling on this side of the screen. So now you can let me know, what am I wrong about? Leave comments down below. Don't forget that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com, where you can find complete coverage of the 2024 Texas High School Football Playoffs at texasfootball.com/playoffs. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the area round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. We will see you.